We're here this morning at the American Academy of Ophthalmology meeting with Dr. Walter Wrobel, one of the foremost experts in the development of an artificial retina from retina implant. Dr. Wrobel, would you tell us about the latest developments in your project?
Well, the big step forward was that in July we received CE approval so we can market our device in the whole European Union. And by the way, at nearly the same time, we had our 10th anniversary as a company. So we have been now working more than 10 years on this project.
It's been a remarkable journey. Tell us about some of the challenges that you've had and what the future holds.
Well, if I'm thinking back about these 10 years, the first challenge was to find investors, and then the next challenge was to realize visual results in the pilot study, because in the beginning some of these visual results from the very first pilot study patients were, well, a little bit disappointing. But finally the breakthrough came with our famous Finnish patient Mika, was able to read his name in letters and identify objects like bananas, the famous banana film, which you might have seen, and that was then the breakthrough which allowed us to develop a better product, continue clinical studies, not only in Germany, but also in several other countries around the world, and finally to receive the CE approval.
What is your time course for American approval of this device?
We have a partnership with Wills Eye Hospital in Philadelphia, an agreement that they will start a clinical trial in the US, and they are now in touch in discussions with the FDA about the IDE approval. They have sent the IDE application to the FDA, and the FDA has answered with many questions, and they are now in the process with our help to answer these questions. And we hope that sometimes next year the clinical trial in the US can start.
What is the ideal patient for your device?
The ideal patient is a patient who doesn't have any functional vision anymore, light perception only. A patient who has had at least 12 years of functional vision in his past, in his youth, and who is quite healthy and who doesn't have any exaggerated expectations, because vision always is limited with this device, and we cannot guarantee anything in terms of certain visual results.
You currently had a presentation here at the AAO, and your colleague is going to tell us more about that. Could you just introduce her for us?
Yeah, Dr. Katharina Stingel is with me. She has been involved as an investigator in these clinical trials for several years, and especially in the second phase trial, she has screened the patients, talked to them, selected them, and she has also done the functional test immediately after explantation. And so she has the most experience with patients, and she has a first-hand knowledge of the patient results, as well as their feelings, their thinking, and so on.
Excellent. Thank you very much for introducing your company and telling us all about the latest developments. We'll now turn over to your colleague for the results of the clinical work. Thank you, Dr. Wrobel.